What's up, man?
What's up, Garrett? How you doing?
Good, man. How you going?
Good. I'm Mike. Can you hear me all good?
Yeah, sound pretty good. I mean, opposed to these freaking shitty headphones, I could not find my stupid link thing that goes between the iPad and the new headphones. They suck.
Oh yeah, I don't mess with the new stuff. I got this old school Xbox headset. That's what I'm rolling
Yeah,
with.
bro.
But yeah, we can just jump right in. I usually just start from the beginning if that's cool with you.
Right. Yeah, let me stop this music. I got music going.
Oh yeah, word. Thanks for doing this, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. It's been a while since you asked me the first time, and I was like, yeah, I'll probably do it, but I don't know about right now because it was pretty hectic at the time. But
Yeah,
that's what up.
I figure when people are busy, I'll wait a couple months, check back later, and
Yeah.
I know people got lots going on.
Dude, thanks for having me on the podcast. I started listening last week. I started listening to some of your conversations. They're pretty good.
Oh, thanks, man.
It's like, why does this not have more views? Like, what the heck?
I don't know. I don't really push stuff maybe as much as I could, but I figure it'll catch on eventually if people like it. So
yeah.
And I'm not like, I guess I'm gonna do an introduction real quick, and then we can start officially. All right, what's up, everybody? I got 4BlackGarrett from Louder with Crowder. What's up, man?
What's going on? Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it. But yeah, like we were saying, pushing stuff online is a little tough. You get, I don't know, a little caught up with numbers and
Yeah, for sure. I had a small YouTube, like I'm talking small, like under 500 subscribers on YouTube, and it was just constant like pushing just to get just those small numbers, and then Adpocalypse happened and it killed all of my views, and I was like, why am I even doing this? I'm getting like 30 views a video. What is this?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, all the algorithm stuff, like really
dude
messes with everybody.
It's so bad. It's like every day it gets worse. Like every time we upload a video, it's just instantly demonetized. We don't even expect it anymore. It's just going to be demonetized.
Yeah, see, it's ridiculous. I get it with someone like me. They don't need to push me because I'm not bringing a ton of viewers to the platform. But you guys have like millions of plays on all these videos. You'd think, I don't know, I heard someone talking, I forget who it was, but they're saying basically the strategy now is because they're not making any money.
Yeah, they're like millions of dollars in debt every year.
Yeah, so they're just demonetizing people because they don't really have the money to pay them.
They're like, we can't pay for any of this. Let's like just demonetize them. Shit.
It's like, let's find our favorite people and the people that say what we want to hear, and we'll monetize them. Yeah, everyone else.
You know what?
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense. Never thought about it like that. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I forget who was saying it. I can't claim to have come up with any of that, but I don't know. Yeah, you're like, everybody knows that. I know. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. I see you got some Ninja Turtles behind you. We can jump into some other stuff for sure.
Dude, Ninja Turtles, that's my bag. That's my shit.
Hell yeah.
Original, like the first one. I grew up and I didn't even know that there were more movies than the first one because we just had like the first VHS.
Oh,
and I just watched the crap out of that until it was just the ribbon on it was just messed up.
Yeah.
And then later when I was like in my teens, I was like, there's more of these movies, and then I watched them and they're total crap. So, I mean,
sometimes it's good to stick with what's the first ideas.
Don't even look into it. I'm just gonna show my son that one and not tell him about the other ones. Just don't even. You ain't gotta do it.
My favorite one. Well, it was not even a movie. It's a game for. I think it was Game Boy Pocket. I had like a black and white Ninja Turtles game. It was the most fun game ever. Because I was obsessed with
before color.
Color was color was out when I had it, but I still had the old school Game Boy Pocket because I dug that.
Yeah, I had that too, just because I was poor.
I mean, same.
Like my older brother, he didn't live with us, but it was like he had the Game Boy Advance, he had the Game Boy, like the next Advance, like the square one. He had that one. I just had like the one that didn't have color, and then I got the hand-me-down. So
hand-me-down video games.
Yeah,
dude, that's living in America. We have hand-me-down video games.
Yeah, right. It's like third world. We get video games up here.
That's crazy. What are some of your favorite games at this point, or do you play much?
Right now, I've been playing Doom 2016. I've got kids, I've got 3 kids, and I got the show and stuff, so I don't have a whole lot of time. So I like circle back on old games that I missed. So I recently got 2016 Doom, and it's freaking sick. That's a sick ass game. Like the music is on point, The graphics are really good. Like even the new Doom Eternal that's coming out soon, like it's not that much better than Doom 2016 because the graphics are so good in 2016. It's funny about that is that it's so like violent. That game is freaking violent as hell. But think about like the first game, people thought that was violent. People thought that the original Doom was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna ruin kids. They're gonna go out and kill people. Like, imagine dropping that game back then. They would explode with the violence we have today. But I love it.
Yeah, I used to play like the old
desensitized.
The original Wolfenstein. If you ever played that,
yes,
like yeah, people freaked out about that one, and now you look at it, it's like the cheesiest thing you could ever see.
Yeah, it's like Mortal Kombat, the same thing. It's just like red pixels go, and then you rip off a little pixelated head, and that's like the worst thing, the worst sin in the world. Can't let your kids play that, but now it's just so real.
The worst sin in the world with Mortal Kombat is when your friend would do that 2-punch combo and you just get stuck and you couldn't get out.
Dude, it's just over and over. Or like, I mean, I was guilty of this, but I would play Raiden and I would just go back, forward. You know, the one where he just goes like, and it just continuous. And my brother always get pissed and he's like, I don't even play with you anymore.
That's the problem. You could just do a move sometimes and people couldn't recover and just keep doing it
over and over and over. I'm never good at those though. Like if you ever get online, like I can never win a match. I've never in my life won a match online in a fighting game ever. Dang. I just freaking suck. They're all like insanely good. I don't understand. I don't understand how you can get that good.
I mean, I don't understand anyone gets that good at any game. Like my older brother's really good at FIFA. I'll beat him every once in a while, but he's like so good, and I'll go online and barely win like maybe half the time. And then he's like first division, like crushing everybody. I'm like, how does this work at all? We're playing together. We're doing the same thing. Like, what's wrong with me?
The same? Do we have the same controller? Are they the same? You have extra buttons? Yeah, it's insane. My little brothers are playing. My little brother, they're like 12, 10, and they're playing Call of Duty online, and they're way better than I was at that age because they just like grew up with it. All of us playing it, and they're crazy good. And I just see them killing like adults all the time. They're those 12-year-olds that are like, oh, fuck you. And then teabag. That's my little brothers.
I probably played them on Fortnite or something. How dare they?
Yeah, probably. Freaking Fortnite.
Have you played that at all?
No. I mean, I tried to play it because my son was like, my brothers were into it. Then they got my son into it because they're kind of around the same age. He's a little bit younger, but my youngest brothers are around his age. Mm-hmm. And they were like, you got to play this Fortnite game. And he got really into it, and he wanted me to play it. And then they said it wasn't cool anymore, so he was like, no, it's not cool anymore. But yeah, I played it a couple times.
I thought it was pretty good before all the updates. And then the updates are fun, but... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, like the map changing stuff?
Yeah.
Where they changed like the center of the map and they pulled it all in the sky and stuff. Yeah, I saw that. I never like got into that game, though. People kept telling me about PUBG, too. I never got into that game either.
Yeah, I never got into PUBG either. I don't know. I like games, but I'm kind of terrible at them. And I try not to spend too much time playing them. So it's like, it's like I'll never get good because I won't commit any time.
Yeah. Well, at this point, I'm like, I'm an adult. I'm like, I don't have time to like really practice and play the game. So I just play single player games with stories.
Yeah, the story stuff is interesting. I mean, it's like an interactive book. Like some of that stuff gets so detailed. Like
God of War. Have you played that game?
A little bit, yeah. That's pretty good.
Dude, that game is a cinematic masterpiece. Like just the opening of the game, I was like, this is better than movies. This is where movies should be, but they're already here because they're video games. Like,
yeah, it's crazy.
It's insane. Like the amount of emotions you can get out of like the 3D models now, and then you've got actors playing them, and it's crazy. That game, if you haven't played that game, that game's freaking dope as shit.
Oh yeah, and a good one for like the story and graphics and weirdness. Have you played Inside, that side scroller one?
No, but I've played another game by that same company where it's kind of similar like that, but I haven't played that one.
What was the first one called? I think I played the other one too.
It's like Negative or something. It's like a shadow. It's like a shadow game where you're like a little shadow dude going through like the world.
Yeah, the black and white one. I played that one too.
Yeah,
it's like a puzzle game. Super tough puzzles.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, super tough. I haven't beat that yet either.
Yeah, then
suck.
It took me forever. Like, I got to the point where there are a couple puzzles I wasn't even having fun. I was just like, my brain needs to figure this out, or I'm stupid. Like, I gotta beat this.
Yeah, it's like, this isn't even fun anymore, but I have to beat it.
Yeah, it's like putting together a puzzle on the table. It's like, you might get bored because it's, thousands of pieces, but once you start, it's like, you better finish it.
Yeah, like, you can't just like. I have the problem where I will just leave stuff unfinished. I'm really bad at that. It's like one of my pet peeves about myself is that I'll be really into something, and then I'll work at it, and then about halfway I'll be like, hey, what's that over there? Like, I'll go do that over there.
Yeah.
I never finish. I have shit I have shit that's just not finished.
New stuff is always more exciting than old stuff, I think. Yeah, we got short attention spans these days.
No, it's horrible. I try to disconnect, but it's so hard. Like I got YouTube Music because I bought YouTube Premium because I was like, I don't want to see ads because I have to watch a lot of videos for work.
Yeah.
And whatnot, and I just like to watch a lot of YouTube. It's my TV. I don't watch TV. I just watch YouTube. But I got that for the ads, and I was like, oh, it's just got YouTube Music, and I was always like against the music platforms because they don't pay their artists very well, but they're so damn convenient.
Yeah.
Like, I just started using it, and it was like, this is so good. I use it all the time. I really should. It's really sad.
Yeah, I guess I'm getting a phone call. Well, not me. Someone else someone should just answer. I think they're eating dinner, so they probably, there you got it. There we go. Perfect.
Got it.
Yeah. I should probably check and make sure that's not in here, but also, whatever.
Hey,
can't help.
Shit happens.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, I saw you've been playing a lot of like board games and different stuff, and
dude, yeah.
I used to play. I mean, haven't played in a while. I'm not going to pretend I'm a board game expert, but yeah, I used to play everything back in the day. We went through some Risk binges a few times and couldn't stop for a weekend, playing like 8 hours a day, like that ridiculousness.
Yeah.
What about you? What you been playing?
We've been playing, because we've got a comic book game store around that's pretty close, and they have a bunch of like those, I don't even know how to describe like the difference, because there's like Monopoly, Risk, like categories. Like there's like the regular ones like a family would have, and then there's like a whole nother level of board games that are just super complex. I have board games that I've never been able to play because I can't figure them out.
Yeah.
But recently I've been playing Zombicide a lot. It's a strategy zombie game, obviously, but it's got these game tiles with different like streets and houses, and you can go inside of them, and it's a really fun game. I would recommend it. It's kind of expensive. It's like $80, but
oh man,
I mean, you compare that to like a video game, you can get about the same amount of playability out of a board game, probably more because you can play it with multiple people, and it's very different. But yeah, I've been mostly playing that recently. We got Seven Wonders, which is another really great game that I have not even cracked open, which I need to play. What's another one? Ticket to Ride. Ticket to Ride is a train-based game. My wife likes that one a lot. Nice. I don't like it so much.
Yeah, not that good.
It's a little, I don't know. It's a little boring.
Word.
Because it's very like, it takes a long time because you have to plan out your route, and then you have to get the right cards, and if you don't get the right cards, then you're pretty much screwed, and it's like, it's kind of not fair.
Yeah.
She always wins, so I don't know. Maybe I just suck at it. There's a theme. I just suck at games.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I heard, what is it that you have to win? Or they did that study with rats or whatever, that they let the smaller rat, when they wrestle, the bigger rat lets the smaller rat win a third of the time. Because if you lose all the time, it's no fun. Yeah. But if you win just a little bit, it's okay. You can come back.
Keep going a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not calling you a rat. No. Yeah. Terrible.
I mean,
that's when you just hang up. Like, I'm done.
I'm out.
Yeah, I just thought that was interesting because it's so true. I've seen that in sports. Like, there's teams that do bad, that's fine. But then, like, I played at a private Christian school, so there's, like, a couple teams where they've got, like, 12 kids that are even there. So they don't have good sports teams, so they always lose. Even if you kind of take it easy on them, they lose. Yeah. And it's like, they're not happy. It's like, well, you shouldn't even... If you can't win a third of the time, just don't do it. Yeah. Like, come on, man.
At this point, what's the point?
That's torture.
That's what. See, bring it back around. That's why I don't get online on fighting games, because I don't ever win. So I don't ever want to.
True. If you never win, it's no point in it at all.
There's a lot, like, back to your the rat study. Like those, have you ever looked into that rat study that did in like the 1960s? It was like they built an entire rat city.
I saw the video on that. Yeah.
They did what was that? It was like Down the Rabbit Hole, I think, that YouTube channel, Down the Rabbit Hole, where they go in depth in that thing, and it's like very strange the way that rats kind of mimic the way society works. They also don't mimic it at all in other ways, but it's just funny to see how similar they are and their like thought patterns and how they work. And kind of like you can extrapolate that on top of our society if you kind of like macro go out and think about how we all work and how we interact with each other and take out the individual. Kind of think of like everybody as a collective, and that's kind of how we work, is like how rats work, which is strange.
Yeah,
Maybe it's just mammals in general.
Yeah, I think like on the level of the individual, we're so much smarter and capable of so much, but it's like that mob mentality that, I mean, I'm sure you guys cover that all the time, probably know more about it than most, but yeah, it's
there's
a weird
like an
thing.
Evolutionary connection that we have to these like choices and like the mob mentality. It's like you can think one thing, but then if you're in a crowd of people that think another thing, you'll be like led to think that way or act that way. It's very strange. I've been in that situation before when we went to the DNC convention in Dallas. That was the first time I was like in the middle of one of those viral videos you see.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is real. People really act this way. They're all screaming Nazi, go home. And I'm like, wow, these people exist. But it's strange how it's like we've got, like you said, on the level of the individual, we've got our own choices and we're much smarter than animals, but then you kind of go back a little bit and it's like we kind of make pattern choices all alike in certain ways. And it's very interesting the way we do that.
Yeah, like conflict seems to be like such a base instinct.
Yeah.
Where even for no reason it seems like people want conflict because maybe your life's too easy. Or maybe you want your life to be easy, or you think you want it to be easy, i.e. socialism, but then at the same time you want to go riot in the streets. So it's like, well, you probably don't actually want it easy if you're so amped up.
Well, like think about it. Like the social justice warriors kind of rose to power while we're ending a war in Afghanistan, while everything's pretty not, like, you got to be honest, everything, at least in the Western world, is really freaking nice. Like I could go out right now and go get food. Like, I don't have to worry about it. Yeah. I don't have to worry about the plumbing working. I don't have to worry about the shelter. I don't have to worry about the weather outside. It's all nice. And all of these kids, that's all they know. All they know is safety. They don't have to worry about anything. So they have to fabricate something to be mad at. They have to be mad at something. So
yeah.
They lash out at people that just don't agree with them.
It's like those Mad Libs books, create your own adventure. It's like, it's like, Quarter BlackGarrett is a blank, so we must, say this.
Fill in the blank there.
So we'll say bigotry, or we'll say, you just come up with like a term. I think it kind of is that. Yeah, they're a little bored or something.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's like Western society is bored. So we have to fabricate something to be mad at. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Like maybe optimal society is not so nice.
Yeah,
we have to have conflict, like you said, in some way.
I think there's something to that, like, which is why I think a lot of people, like, our natural state is to throw ourselves into work or service or something.
Yeah.
Like in people like, Steven Crowder on your show, he talks all the time about working too hard.
Yeah.
And it's like, I get that, because like, you don't want to be a bitter person sitting still, just worrying about all the problems around you. You want to be someone who's like active and like doing stuff and just
you got to be motivated
forward.
in something, because if you're not, you're just sitting thinking about shit that bothers you. Like if I could really just sit here and think about, oh, this went wrong or that went wrong, or this would be better if this or that person has something that I don't have. But I don't think about that. Like, just do your thing and like just move on.
Yeah.
These people, but they can't move on. They find something and they got to dig at it.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of moving on, we're going to jump subjects big time. gonna go to movies a little bit because I know you're a movie guy.
I am. Yeah.
I haven't kept up on the last. I don't know what's the big series you're in on? Like Marvel, are you big on that right now, or what's?
I mean,
because I thought Guardians was good, but that's about it.
I liked Guardians 1 a lot. I liked Guardians 2. The second half of it. The first half was boring. Like, they do this a lot with Disney movies in particular. They add a lot of jokes, just like constant jokes, and they don't always land. And it's like, even whenever they do land, they add too many. And it's like, you've got way too many jokes packed in here, and you're not a comedy. So that was Guardians 2's problem. But I've been kind of out of the superhero game for a while. I think Justice League broke me.
Okay.
Justice League, because I was really hoping that was good, because I'm a huge Batman fan. I love Batman, and I was really hoping it would be good. It was just the train wreck of watching it get worse and worse during the production. And then the movie itself, I mean, the movie itself was almost entertaining just to see how bad it was. It's like the Fantastic Four movie, that movie that came out a few years ago. Like, that was so bad, I had to watch it. I was like, I have to see how bad this train wreck is. But I mean, I got a little bit into the last Avengers movie. That was okay. It was a pretty good one. I've not watched Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
I don't want to see that movie. Luna from work, the PA Luna, he watched it. He said it was okay. We talked about it before, and I was like, dude, I don't know about that movie. And he was like, oh, I think it might be okay. And then we were talking about how, like, all the feminist propaganda kind of stuff, and what Brie Larson has, like, said in the press about white men and how she didn't want them reviewing her movie. And I was like talking about that, and he was like, oh man, I don't know. And then he watched it, and then he texted me, and he was like, dude, don't get mad at me, but I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I probably won't like it.
See,
I'm gonna skip.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of got away from all the superhero movies because I was into Spider-Man, and then they made like 19 Spider-Man movies, and most of them were kind of bad.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, I don't know. I was kind of fed up. I was like, all right, I've seen enough movies for a little while. Maybe I'll take a break from movies, do something else. Because I love old Hollywood. Like, Humphrey Bogart was my favorite actor. Yeah. Maltese Falcon's my favorite movie.
That's something I never got into. I never got into the old movies, except for Westerns. I watched a lot of Westerns as a kid because my grandpa was super into them. But I never got into, like, the classics. I know I need to, though. I feel like I call myself a movie guy, but I didn't watch a classic, so...
I mean,
I'm like a fake movie guy.
I think a lot of the classics are not very good, but then a lot of them are excellent because some stuff it hangs on through you know a lot of media and everything, but the actual content isn't great. But like Maltese Falcon is probably for the classic movies. That's 100%.
I'll put that on the list.
It's like every line is just like poignant, like they're cutting to the core. It's so good, and long takes. They don't mess around. Like everyone just like crushes. It's so good.
It's like that. To Kill a Mockingbird, I heard is really great. What's Gone with the Wind? I heard that's like one of the big ones that they always talk about.
I couldn't get through that, to be honest.
I mean, isn't it like 6 hours or something?
Something like that, yeah.
Like 4 hours. Like, I'm not gonna sit down. I'm sorry. I mean, I've sat down and watched a long movie, a series of movies. Like, I've done double features and stuff, but I'm not gonna sit down and watch one movie that long. That's rough.
Yeah, that's tough to commit to.
Like, yeah, I mean, I feel like you got to be in the mood. Like, I'm gonna block this whole day off just to watch this one movie.
Yeah. So what? Besides the superhero stuff, are there any movies you've been into lately? Anything that stood out?
At the movie, the Spider-Man movie, the recent one. Did you watch that? The animated one?
I didn't. Dude, I heard it was good though.
It's actually really good. I was kind of worried about it because Sony, they're not very good at making anything.
Yeah.
So I was kind of worried about it, but it actually turned out really good. It was kind of like a ABC story, pretty typical, but I think they pulled it off, and the animation's really well done. Like, I love animation a lot, so they tickled that nerve. It was really good.
Nice. We'll switch subjects again. Speaking of Sony, so like The Interview, the Seth Rogen movie, do you see that?
Oh, dude, yeah. I never saw it. I was working at a movie theater at the time whenever that was like the big controversy thing was happening, and I was like, what's going to happen? Are they going to let us watch it? They're going to let us air it, and they actually did. But I never got to watch it.
Oh, yeah. I think it's hilarious. I mean, it's a decent movie, but the story in that movie is like not as crazy as real life with Dennis Rodman and Trump. like going over there. I
know, it's like
that movie's useless
years
now.
later. 2-3 years later, it became reality. It's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
The world we live in is crazy.
I mean, because it was Dave Skylark, who James Franco played. You know, he goes over there and he's this late night host or whatever. Yeah. It's ridiculous. And then Trump, who is a reality host. You know, I don't know, man. Yeah, I wish they'd make a movie.
Parallels.
Make a movie with Rodman and Trump.
That'd be hilarious. This is a buddy cop movie. That's what it is.
I'd watch.
Shouldn't even be related to Kim Jong-un. Maybe Kim Jong-un is like the villain, and they have to like buddy cop against him. But then at the end, Dennis Rodman like turns on him because he's like, I'm really friends with Kim Jong-un, and that's the twist of the movie. Yeah. That's it.
We'll write
Let's write this movie. We'll write this movie over here now.
I don't think Hollywood's gonna want this one, to be honest. We gotta sell.
They might pass on it.
We'll self-fund it.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'll switch subjects again. This time we'll go to music. What kind of bands you been listening to lately? I'll be honest, and people might not want to hear this, but the new Jonas Brothers song is actually pretty damn good.
Oh shit!
I know, right? I had to drop that bomb on you. I can't help it.
I like Nick Jonas.
Same. He's really talented.
He's talented. I said okay. People are gonna call me gay, but I thought that Justin Bieber was talented. Like I can accept that Justin Bieber is talented. Like I said, I worked at a movie theater. I worked at a movie theater and I had to screen the Justin Bieber movie. Mm-hmm. Because as a projectionist, you have to watch every movie just to make sure it works. So I was forced to watch it, and I was like watching his behind the scenes like stuff on stage, and he was like playing the drums, and he was really good. I was like, damn, this kid's actually good, but I hate him. Like all of his actual music that he makes is really shitty, but he's talented. It's like Nick Jonas. Except that I put Nick Jonas like above Justin Bieber, like way above.
Yeah.
But recently I'm kind of all over the place. I always ask people what their favorite bands are or what their favorite music genre is, but I'm always kind of just all over the place. It's random. So like I'll be listening to like Tame Impala over here, and then I'll listen to Mastodon, just like metal. And then I'll go to Marvin Gaye. And I'm just like all over the place. Like my Apple Music is so confused whenever I hit the Your Music section. It's like I don't even know what to send you. But I've been listening to a lot of Mastodon because it's kind of popped up on the side suggested feed. Because I was listening to Coheed and Cambria a lot whenever their album came out a few months ago, and then it was suggesting Mastodon over and over and over, and I was like, finally, I'll click this. And it was this song called Jaguar King, or Jaguar God. That's what it is. And it's this like epic song that's like 8 minutes long. There's like 4 different songs within a song, and it's just freaking like whenever you think of Conan the Barbarian, metal, put them together. That's what this is, and it was freaking awesome. So I had to like check out the rest of their music, and I've just like been loving their music. And then last month, I heard that they're going on tour with Coheed and Cambria, which is my favorite band of all time. So I'm like super stoked for that. I'm gonna go see them. I think in June. It's actually in April, later this month, I think. We'll go figure it out. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna go see that.
Nice.
But yeah, I've been listening to a lot of metal. I've been appreciating metal because I never have. I've always been into just basic rock kind of stuff, and I kind of put metal aside. But then recently I've been kind of dipping my toe into it. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I think it's good to switch up genres of music from time to time and like explore something different because it does. Yeah, there's so many different bands that are so good. It's like, why limit yourself and think like, no, dude, I'm a country guy. I'd never listen to it. It's like, come on, man. Like, try it out.
Stuck to one genre.
Yeah.
And there's so much music now. It's like insane. Like you can find a little band that is a local band in Tennessee, and you would never find it if it wasn't for the internet and how everybody can just share everything at all times. You just find these little bands and you're like, oh, I love this music. Like it's just, this should be huge, but it's not. But it's like my little thing.
Yeah. It's
and cool. Then they'll get big and then I'll not like them anymore.
Yeah.
I'm like a music hipster.
Yeah, it's cool to find bands when they're kind of starting out. There's a different kind of energy. Yeah. Was it Motley Crue that said like the best times were between the van and the tour bus or something?
Yeah.
It's like before you get too big.
Steven says this a lot about comedians is like their first special is usually their best because they have like 10 years of time to work on their music and build it up and make it really awesome. Then they'll come up with an album and it'll be like the best. People, it'll blow up, and then they'll be like, we need another one next year. So then they have this much time to work on it, and then we need another one, and then that much time. So it's really good finding them early, and they'll always put out better music. I think.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like even I saw that with like Dave Chappelle. He was kind of comedy and music is the same kind of thing. Like at the beginning, Dave was the funniest guy. He's still funny now, but he definitely got more conscious, which isn't exactly the best thing for comedy all the time. I don't know.
Yeah. His recent specials, we came up with like 4 last year, right? He came up with a crazy number of them.
4. I saw 4 of them.
They were pretty, I saw them on. They were pretty good. But yeah, it's definitely not as, it's a lot tamer than his older stuff. But, you know, maybe he's just getting older and wiser or more mature. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think spending all that time on stage, like eventually you're probably going to not want to be silly as like a 50-year-old man or whatever. He's like, you might want to get a little serious from time to time.
Like
I don't blame him.
He's like, what, in his late 40s?
Probably, I think.
Probably something like that. So he's like that last one he released, and he was just like sitting on a chair, just like, hey, what's up, guys? Like, I'm just going to tell you some stories, and it's whatever. Like, and plus he's Dave Chappelle, so he didn't really have to try. He's just funny. Yeah. And everybody loves him already. So he's lucky that way.
Yeah, I mean, with him, it's like, I don't tune into that many comedy specials. I mean, I love comedy, but an hour of anybody is like, that's a lot of time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, says the guy who does an hour podcast a lot. That's why I get so low views. It's too much time.
It's because it's in a whole hour. That's what it is.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you're going to do an hour, especially these days with everybody, like, I can't imagine trying to make a movie going straight to Netflix because we're so fast. It's like, if a movie doesn't catch you in the first minute, boom, I just click out and go watch, Matrix, or I'll go watch anything else except for the new movie. I don't know if it's good or not, but it didn't hook me. So like, trying to make media these days is crazy.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, you guys obviously with the show, especially the Change My Mind stuff, or any type of stuff where you're live when you're in the public, like the views, it's like immediate, like 100K views, like in a few. It's insane. Like it's crazy. Like you guys are hooking people. What do you? Yeah, I don't know what you attribute that to, but it's crazy.
I don't know. I think most of it is just people wanting honesty. Like the Change My Mind segments is that what's so good about them is that they are literally just Steven sitting down, talking about a topic, and people talking about it. People that disagree, people that agree. People don't get that in media these days. All they get is one-sided media that just tells you it's one way. These people are awesome. These people suck. And I think people just really want to see, people rag on that. Like PewDiePie. They love PewDiePie because he's against the system. He does the opposite. He makes fun of the system. And then they want honesty because, like, they don't get it enough in media. So that's what we provide, honesty.
Yeah, no, it's true because Steven can't hide in those segments. It's like, he's right there. That person, maybe they don't know a lot, or maybe, some professor or someone decides to sit down. It's like, you never know, or you never know.
And it's open. Yeah. It's like, if a professor came and sat down, it's not like we're going to turn him away. We're like, yeah, perfect. It's great. And then whenever people say, oh, I'm a debate, major, or I know this topic really well, it's like, perfect. Come in. We want to talk to you. We want to debate you. It's not even a debate. It's just a conversation. Like that. That's also another aspect of it, is that it's not a debate. It's a conversation. We don't get that. It's always versus, evil villain versus the good guy, which is whatever your opinion is. This is just a couple people have differing opinions talking to each other.
Yeah.
It's like we just don't have that personified enough in media. And it's like real.
Well, it's real because it caught on in the meme universe. Like mimetic energy is a thing. Like my brother was telling me about that, so I've been going off on that lately, like reading and stuff. And it's interesting. Like you hit with the Change My Mind thing. It's like I'm a big martial arts fan, and so like mixed martial arts, like UFC fighters and everybody kept getting put into that meme. And that's when I first started seeing it a bunch on like these MMA pages like that I'd look at and follow.
What is this?
And it was just hilarious. I was like, man,
that thing blew up. Like my mom was sending me stuff from her friends, sending her stuff with that meme. It's like so strange. Like I've only been in this game for a year or 2 years, and it's so strange to me. Like I'm part of that meme. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's like, I was there that day, or like I edited that video. Like it's super super strange to me. And like even like this right here, it's like you wanted to talk to me because like now people know who I am, and I'm not used to people knowing who the hell I am.
Yeah.
Like at Change My Minds, people be like, "Hey, 4BlackGarrett." I'm like, talking about me? Like what? What is this?
Yeah.
Super strange.
I guess that would be weird because for me it's not that weird. Like because I reach out to people that I want to talk to, but it would be weird if someone like hit me up and was like, "Yo, dude, I'd like your stuff. Talk to me." I'd be like, "Okay, whatever."
That's not different. That I'm like making it weird. I'm making it weird.
No, it's cool. No, it's all good. We had a guest once, Joel Jimenez. We later like met him in LA and went to like a stand-up show and stuff. He's a great comedian, but he said like 20 minutes in, he's like, "Yeah, I already had like a plan of how to get out of here if you guys were weird or whatever." Because my little brother was co-hosting.
You guys are creepy and still leave.
Yeah, he had some excuse like, "Man, I left the stove on at my other house" or something. Who knows?
Yeah, but I mean, it's wild. It's a wild ride.
Yeah, there's a different level of accessibility in the world that's good and bad. I think like social media can be great. Like you can. Yeah, talk to people that are like-minded or maybe have a good debate or a good back and forth or, find out about some movie or music you never knew about that's great. But you can also, just turn into a troll or like whatever.
Yeah, it's like a double-edged sword. Like I love Twitter. I think Twitter's really cool. Like the sheer fact that we were able to connect and that I'm able to talk to people all over the world that I wouldn't be able to talk to unless I had this communication system. Like it's super awesome. But then at the same time, I have to talk to a bunch of people around the world that I wouldn't have to talk to, Like I feel like humans are maybe not meant to know this many people. And like we're maybe not I say that wrong. Maybe we're not used to knowing this many people. Like we have to get used to, okay, there's this many people in the world and we have access to this many people in the world. Maybe we should treat each other a little better.
Yeah,
maybe we were just as a society.
The standard for sure of like just social interaction on like a really basic level. I think people need to try to like have good vibes more and like say hello to your neighbor and all that. And social media, I think that there's certainly people on there that push positivity all the time, but I think we tolerate a lot of the negativity like. Because we have to, because it comes up in the feed. It's like you want to be there for the good things. You kind of have to take the bad.
I mean, there's all kinds of people of all walks of life that do all kinds of things. So there's going to be people that are just dicks.
Yeah,
it just happens.
There's nothing you can really do about it.
Yeah, you can't. Like all the censorship. I can't say that word. All of that is just so silly to me because it's just like it's never going to stop. Like you can't get rid of assholes. They're just going to be there. Like you just have to. But I mean, this is all a baby technology. 100 years ago, you knew like 10 people, and you could talk to 10 people. Maybe you could write a letter. You could send like a Morse code message, but like other than that, you knew the people that were around you, and that was it. But now you know the people that are around you. You know the people that are in your city. You know the people that are in your state. You know the people that are in the world, and you're all connected. It's a lot to wrap a human's mind around, I feel like. Yeah, getting used to that.
Some good advice I got when I was kind of really going down the political rabbit hole and like just doing research. I mean, I kind of grew up, I did some debate and journalism camps and different stuff. So, I always sort of did that kind of stuff. But I realized I was too into that and not into just like my regular life. And the advice I got was like, you don't need to have empathy for like everyone around the world. Like, their lives really aren't affecting yours. You're not really doing anything for them. Like, really just focus on who's around you. Like, be decent to your friends and family. And
that's good advice. I mean, and people that you just interact with day to day.
Yeah, like the cashier or whatever.
Yeah. like say thanks. Or when you leave a restaurant, like what I do, I always stack my plates. I like put all my plates together so it makes it a little easier. Just be nice. So many people are so rude to each other. It's like, just relax. Just be a little nicer to each other.
Yeah, you said you were watching the Akira The Don episode, and
yes.
that guy really, like, man, he blew my mind with some of that stuff. Like,
dude, I was watching it and I was just like, I gotta go on this show now. I gotta follow up this. I can't do that. That guy's way too smart.
Dude, Akira's like he opened my eyes just thinking about even like the simulation and then comparing that to Red Dead Redemption, and then how you're like getting points for being polite to people.
Yes.
And how you realize, and then like Conor McGregor was doing that, you know, like the gratitude thing, and then he started being negative and his life went downhill, and you're like, man, it's powerful stuff.
The parallels are crazy. Dude, the simulation stuff, whenever y'all started breaking into that, I was like, man, this is good. And then he was talking about like what if the augmented reality stuff, and then what if we got to a point where everybody is just sitting in a chair, not doing anything, and everything around them is just like you're a superhero or you're super handsome. And I was like, I could see that happening, or you know, because like imagine like if our technology didn't stop advancing, we just got better and better. I mean, I say we can get to that point. It's kind of strange when you think you can get to that point. Like I have a HTC Vive. That thing, whenever I put that on the first time, I was like, damn, this is game changer. Like, if we can get the graphics on those things to the same par as an Xbox One or a PlayStation 4, and you could really feel like you were actually there, like, it'll be Ready Player One in real life. That was what I read that book, and that got me so excited because I feel like that's, even though it is kind of dystopian and dark at times, there's part of it that is just really cool, that is, we could actually get to that point of everybody. I mean, right now, everybody, I'm interacting with you through a device. We all go on our phones or on the internet. So just take that, put it on you at all times. It's not that far to reach.
It would be interesting, like, he was talking about the augmented reality, and I was wondering, like if you show up at a bar, right, and you've got your augmented glasses, and the people that are single can just like put single, you know? And it's like requirements, like you got to be 6'2", you got to make $85K a year. It's like, dude, approaching women would be impossible. Like right now, it's pretty easy because you're just like have some false confidence, like, yeah, man, I look great tonight.
You don't know anything about me.
Yeah,
you don't know all my faults.
Yeah, you don't know that I'm unemployed. You know, it's like nobody knows. Like, you know, no.
They just like look at you, scroll through your like jobs, like, he's unemployed right now. Swipe.
Yeah,
or like I said that yesterday to my wife. She said something, and I was just like, black kid crying a GIF, and I was like, if you could do that like in augmented reality, if I had glasses, you had glasses, I could just send you a GIF in reality. Like that would be funny.
That'd be crazy. It would change so many things. I mean, but again, it can be used for good or for evil, because you see the social points thing, whatever they're doing in China, which
dude, that thing is so scary. And then Google is helping them, and I think they were talking about doing that in California. I don't know if they ever like got any further, but I heard rumors that they were like, yeah, let's try it out in Silicon Valley. Let's try it out here.
Man,
that shit's scary. Like the stuff that y'all were talking about of you could see somebody do something wrong, and then the camera could see you, and your points drop if you don't report it. Like what?
Yeah, that's so crazy.
That's straight up 1984.
Yeah,
like with the cameras in your house.
Or
that's a book I read recently that I avoided reading for a long time, that I read, and I was like, dude, this is too scary. There's so much stuff that could happen right now.
Yeah.
So easily changed. Like that's what the way the left thinks, at least the way that the mass left, the people that aren't at the top, the way that they think that the government couldn't turn around on you, the way that other people, like, oh, the government's never going to come after you, so why do you need a gun? It's like, well, it's happened before within 100 years. Like, that stuff can happen. That's why we have contingencies, like our own guns. But yeah, that stuff blows my mind. That book is scary. I couldn't finish it. I was like, no.
It's so strange. There's all this extremely popular media, whether it's, comics or movies or anything, that are these stories about, basically a takeover.
Yeah.
And people gotta like be ready to fight, and those are the heroes and everything. And then now pop culture is like, we need more government, like we need government overreach. It's like, we don't need that. What are you talking about? That's not cool at all.
All of these movies, all of these books, all of these games, like, they're always the villain, always. But they always think that the villain always thinks that they're the good guy. So they're like, oh, we could take the power out of the masses' hands and we'll take care of them. That'll be fine. And then they end up turning into the villain.
Yeah, anybody that wants, like, your power or power over you, it's not your friend.
Yeah, like, not good.
It's like any relationship, like you make a friend and they're trying to boss you around right away. It's like, this isn't a good friendship. Like, it's got to be equal. Like,
yeah,
if there's that power dynamic where someone's trying to dominate you or anything, it's like, that's never good. Like, no one's trying to dominate you for good. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, no one's ever said
probably
that.
Not going to work out in your way.
Yeah, it's crazy. But hey, we just hit a little over 45 minutes. I don't know if you want to stick around or if you got to get going.
That went
that's
fast.
Cool too.
That went fast, man. I mean, unless you want to talk about anything else, I'm good.
Yeah,
I've been reading a book series.
Oh, yeah?
Talk about books.
Yeah, we can do a couple questions on books if you want real quick, and then jump off of here.
All right, dude. Okay, so I just finished the second book in the Mistborn series. So if you haven't heard of that, if you are a nerd, you don't sound like a nerd. I'm a nerd. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
So my friends turned me onto this book series, Mistborn. It's by Brandon Sanderson, and it's this crazy book about they've got these powers in the world. They're called Mistborn, where they can control. They have certain metals that do different things. So they can have a metal like pewter that they would swallow and burn, like they would use it, and it would make them super strong. Or iron, you could push metal away. Or tin, you can see better. So they have these people in the world that can do all of these things, and then they have a bunch of people that have just one of those powers. So the story like follows a Mistborn training and trying to overthrow this god ruler guy. Everybody thinks he's a god, and they're slaves. There's like a whole hierarchy. There's like the Lord Ruler, which is like a god, and then he has obligators that are like his army guys. They're basically like agents from Matrix. They're just super badasses that destroy everything. And then there's like the slaves at the bottom, and it's actually a female lead, which, I mean, I'm not sexist, but I don't usually dig female leads. I don't know. Maybe it's just I don't connect with them as much as I do male leads because I'm a man. I don't know.
How dare you?
But every once in a while it'll get me. And it actually started off where she was really not good at anything. It was the opposite of Rey from Star Wars.
It was too good, too fast.
Too good,
it's
too fast.
It's not exciting when they don't have to like go through.
Exactly. She's got to go through some stuff.
Yeah.
Like Rey just got power. That's a whole other thing.
Yeah. Moving on.
But so in this book, she starts off as a literal slave, and she can't do anything. And then she's trained how to do all these things, and she's really good at them. Like, she has a natural ability that's really good, but she is not competent with it yet. Like, she gets better and better, and throughout the book she gets freaking crazy good, and I can like respect it. I'm like, okay, you went through struggles, you doubted yourself, you gone up and down, and you finally at the end of the second book, you're like super epic crazy. Like, she literally blows a dude's head off with a headbutt. Like,
that's intense.
She just headbutts him and his head explodes. At that point, I was like, okay, this is a good book series. This is good to go. But yeah, I just finished the second one, and I'm about to kick into the third one, and it's really epic. Like, if you like that kind of thing, but I mean, if you're not into that stuff,
I do know how to read. So
I mean, not everybody's literate.
Yeah, not everybody, and I'm lying anyways. I can barely. No, I used to read like so much. I mean, I still do it now, but I really like short stories. like my attention span, and I like to get through something in one sitting, like the Sherlock Holmes short stories, if you've read those.
Dude, the adventures, that's what really got me into books, is the Sherlock Holmes short stories.
Yeah.
And then I read the longer one, like Studying Scarlet and The Hound of Baskervilles. Those are great. I actually have a...
Got them up there? No way.
Yeah, they're somewhere back here. Oh, there they are.
Yeah,
Sherlock Holmes.
I read all of that stuff. It's just so good. It's like undeniably good.
I hated it because I finished them. I was like, damn, like I know all of the endings to all of it, so I can't, be on the edge anymore. It sucks. I wish I could wipe my memory and read them again. It's so good.
I mean, I don't know how good your memory is, but give it like 5 years and like go back. Yeah. Maybe that, or 10. Who knows how long it'll take? But I went back and read them because I read them as a kid, and then I probably read them again when I was maybe 19 or 20, something like that.
Yeah.
And they were good again because I didn't remember all of it. Some of it I did too much, but a few of them I didn't remember at all, and I was like, oh, this is awesome.
I love those books. They're so well written, and I think I only ever was able to solve the mystery before Sherlock Holmes once. And I was like, oh, it's this guy because of this. And then it actually happened. I was like, oh, I did it. I'm Sherlock Holmes. It is me now.
Yeah.
Maybe I should go back and read them because I haven't read them in like 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
I read them when I was a teenager, and I haven't like circled back. So I should do that.
I might work out. And Mistborn, those sound like they're really long books. If I'm being honest.
I mean, I read the audio books.
Okay.
They're about 24 hours, I think the first one was, which is like it's like 300, 400 pages. So that's not bad. It's not too terrible. But if you're into a longer form book, I just recently got. I got this Western. It's like novella Western. It's super old. I got it at a thrift store. Just because the cover just looks badass. I mean, look at that dude.
Yeah, it does look good.
It looks sick. But yeah, so I think I might knock that out at some point soon.
I used to read those too a lot because my he collects books, or at least he did. Now I think he's trying to get rid of them some because he collected a lot.
Yes, I got too many, and they're freaking heavy.
Yeah.
If you collect a lot of them, you get a lot of books. They're hard to move.
But yeah, we'd always go to like the big, thrift shops and bookstores, and I'd love to pick those up because they've got the best artwork, and you can read it. Yeah, like I said, like pretty fast. Yeah,
it's like so you could do it in like a break at work. It's like an hour or 2 hours. You're done. It's good. No, that's right. Did you watch that movie, The Ballad of Buster Keaton? No, Buster Keaton.
Buster Scruggs.
Buster Scruggs.
Yeah,
Buster
I did. I did, but only that one. And then I started watching the others, and I was like, boring. So, but that one is great. I watched that one again. It's so good.
I watched it. My wife and I sat down and we're like, oh, what's this? It looks like a Western. I kind of like Westerns. Let's watch it. And I was like, okay. And we had no idea what it was. And we were watching it, and then he starts singing. And we're like, okay, see what's going on. And then he dies. And then he starts floating into heaven. We're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And then it ends, and I was like, what the heck? And then there was another one. I was like, oh, this is like an anthology. Okay.
Yeah, it's so
great.
Yeah,
I went into it not knowing anything.
The gunfighter in black, he goes, let me tell you, buddy. It's like there's always a faster gun or whatever. Oh, dude, it's so funny. Like, it cracks me up.
It's a great movie. I liked all of them, except what was the one that was pretty slow?
The Prospector?
I think the one with I liked The Prospector.
That was slow a little bit, but
it was slow. I think the one with the kid, the guy that had no arms and legs.
Oh, I didn't see that one. Slow. Then. I probably turned it off by then.
Yeah, he was like reciting Shakespeare, and then he would like travel to city, and then Liam Neeson was like his handler guy that would help him out, and then Liam Neeson found a more interesting act, so then
he found someone with a better set of skills.
Yeah, and then then he like threw that dude away.
Oh,
it was a good story, but it was a little slow.
Yeah.
But I like The Prospector because it was like, okay, you're kind of seeing what a prospector does. It's kind of interesting, and he's a good actor. And then he got the gold, and he's gonna get killed. Like, that sucks.
Dang. Have you seen
that happened a
lot? The Treasure of the Sierra Madre?
No.
That's like the classic prospector movie. It's Humphrey Bogart, John Huston. John Huston's, I think, he's in it, right? Yeah, he acts in it. He didn't direct it, but he directed.
Yeah.
Or maybe he directed in it. I can't remember. Now I'm just forgetting, but it's a good movie. It's crazy.
What is it called again?
The Treasure of the Sierra Madre.
The Treasure of... Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'll add that to my list too.
That's a little more, I don't know, it's like claustrophobic, uncomfortable, like
Really,
weird. I don't know, it's just
a lot
weird.
of stuff like in caves.
I don't know, I think just the tone of it. I mean, they're just
Okay.
kind of out. I don't know, they're just going crazy over, like, trying to find gold and worrying about, who's really on my side. Is this guy going to stab me in my back when I'm asleep? It's just like,
Okay.
I don't
You
know,
dig
it's
it?
like weird. Yeah. It's hard to explain. Yeah, the atmosphere is intense.
Yeah. I like movies like that though, like Blade Runner. I like that movie a lot.
Yeah.
The original Blade Runner. It's like it's a certain type of person that would like that movie. Like you have to. It's like Steven doesn't like that movie at all.
Yeah.
Just like rags on that movie all the time. I love that movie. As a kid, I didn't like it because it was too long, but then I watched it as an adult, and I was like, this movie is great. Like the atmosphere, the build of that story, and then you're like, is he a replicant? Is he not a replicant? It's just,
Yeah.
it's a great movie.
It's
But yeah,
uncomfortable, I think, is what people don't always
Yeah.
like, because there's no
Yeah.
real definitive answers. Like you're just
answers, yeah.
you're always wondering.
It leaves you up. It leaves it up to you. That's why I like movies like that.
Yeah.
Let you make the choice. But anyway, so.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, man, I'll let you get going.
All right,
don't
man.
want to take up too much of your time. Plus, my little brother probably wants his computer back because I'm Skyping on it. He's probably mad. He's like, man, come on.
Dude.
You said 40 minutes or whatever.
All right, man. Well, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. It was fun.
Yeah, dude, I appreciate it. Thanks so much. This was a blast. If you want me to, I don't know, tweet anything out or post anything, any links or whatever, let me know, and I'll try to get the episode out pretty quick.
All right. Thanks, man.
Thanks, dude. Have a
See
good
ya.
night. Peace.